The much-awaited showdown between Kazakh powerhouse Shavkat Rakhomonov and Irish sensation Ian Machado Garry has finally concluded, leaving the combat sports world buzzing.
Ian Machado Garry versus Shavkat Rakhomonov, and it was good. It was a good fight. Shavkat did a better job in round 4 getting takedowns, but in round 5, Machado Garry was pressing, making him work, and he almost got a submission. In round 1 and 2, not much happened at all. But the few things that did happen was enough to give Shavkat those rounds. Bilal comes into the ring. Shavkat wants to face off. But I got to be honest, it was weird.
Yeah, it was really close. I thought he pulled it off. I think the 2 rounds, the 3 rounds was the right call. Man, that choke was very close with Ian at the end. I was like, man, again, the MVP fight, so close. But the fact that they both trained together before, I think that played a big part in it. And also, Shavkat hasn't fought in a while, so this is the first time coming back in a year. And this is his first 5-round fight, so now he knows how it feels in 5 rounds. So I think for him, it was like, all right, I don't want to go super hard early because I don't know how I'm going to be in the 4th and 5th round. So that was my thoughts of the whole thing, but you never know. They both could have just been out of shape.
I wanted to come out here and talk to you guys because in victory and defeat, I'm still the same person. I am humble in victory and defeat. I always have been. And I do not feel like I lost today. My hand might not have got raised, but I came out and I fought a giant. I came out and I fought the boogeyman, and I showed that he's human. And I proved tonight, on short notice, that I can absolutely be a champion. There was nothing that man brought for me tonight. He won by opinion, and that's okay. That is okay. I can live with that, and I'm very happy with my performance tonight. So many people turned down this fight. So many people were running from him. I backed it up. I said I could do it. I went in there today with every intention of beating that man. And I still feel like I'm winning right now. I do not feel like that man beat me. My hand may have not got raised today, and that's okay. I'll be back, and I will get my hand raised against him one day. That rematch will be very, very fun.
Oh, damn. Let's go. I love this shit.
Yeah, you can hold your own glove. Go! Let's go.
Wow, that was a nice fight.
That was a great fight, man. Ballsy, both of them, ballsy.
Yeah, it was good, man. 47 fight.
And he took it to him to the 5th round. Said, fuck you. See, only those who like have nothing going on for them will try and shit on Ian for this. I'm like, nah, you fucking show them what it was.
I think he probably could have won that first round if he just...
If he was quick, if it was first, if it was first.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's one of those fights. I'll give you an example, too, like Landwehr versus Choi. On paper, they go in the middle of the octagon, just start slugging it out, and, you know, sometimes they don't play out the way you think. 15-0 versus 18-0. What that means, you have 2 really great fighters with a lot at stake. There's a title on the line, and, you know, you saw a lot of great things from both guys during that fight. It wasn't a knockdown, drag them out war, but I will tell you this, thank God it was 5 rounds. You know, 5 rounds was the way to do that fight.
In the end, it was Shavkat, who we all remember was supposed to fight for the belt on this night against Bilal Muhammad. More on him in a moment. And Bilal gets hurt, and he says, I want to remain. So they call upon Ian Garry, who's supposed to fight next week. You know the whole story by now. And in the end, it was Shavkat who won a pretty, I think, easy fight to score, in that I thought it was 48-47 for Shavkat. 1-2 Shavkat, 3 Ian, 4 Shavkat, Ian 5. It got, the 5th round was by far the best round of them all. And you're seeing some of the scenes right here. Shavkat had him, you know, he took his back, had him in the figure 4 for a moment. It looked like the arm was starting to creep in under the neck there. There was a brief moment where you were like maybe a 5-second stretch where you were like, is this actually happening? Is he going to pull this off? But in the end, Shavkat gets out of it. He survives, and he wins via decision.
Ian wasn't doing much, you know. He was kind of waiting a lot. And Shavkat was able to grapple him. I just think Ian wants to show a lot more improvement on takedown defense and the grappling. I think that was his goal. But I think his best weapon is gonna always be his strike. You know, he cannot, just because he's fighting a grappler and a wrestler, he cannot stop to using his best weapon, that is his striking. So I think he That's what I think. I think he wants to show a lot of his grappling. He showed a lot of improvement. He almost finished the fight in the last round. He defended the takedown very, very good. But I think his best weapon maybe wasn't sharp. That's my opinion. And I liked both guys a lot. Was a fight that kind of like felt bad. Ian asked me to corner him.
Ian, Garry looked great. Ian Garry, you got to understand what history says. But before we get into here's what Chael thinks, history says, okay, two guys that know each other well, two guys that have competed. Because see, that right there makes you close. Nobody has a training partner's ass they can go in and whip. It doesn't work that way. No matter how good you are, if you're with a guy and he's your training partner, he gets familiar with you. Ian Garry had a very legitimate chance tonight, and Ian Garry physically did some things extremely well. Ian Garry did what Nate Quarry, I feel, developed. And Nate Quarry would call it anti-wrestling. And every time Rakhomonov closed the gap and got his hands on Garry, Garry backed up. It's important that you understand that. If you're ever dealing with a guy who's a better wrestler than you, back up. Rakhomonov has never been scheduled for 5 rounds. Ian Garry was not in the 5-round club. Ian Garry has never been to championship rounds. He has never been in a fight that was scheduled for potential to have championship rounds. So it was a big deal tonight, and Ian Garry won in several categories. Rakhomonov has never lost a position. Can't say that anymore. Rakhomonov has never lost a round. I don't know who those judges gave the 5th round to. I couldn't hear. I bet they gave it to Garry, though. I think that.
The security doesn't know he's the champ. Look at the state of this. The security doesn't know he's the champ. Oh, no, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
From fierce debates to bold predictions, here's how the pros weighed in before this epic clash unfolded. Before the fight, Ian Machado Garry, in an interview with ESPN Plus, stated that he loved this and lived for this, referring to the sport. He added that he respected Shavkat Rakhomonov, but in the ring, he was attempting to beat Ian. He concluded that this would never happen because he would not let this happen. Ian added that Shavkat never approached any other fight with so much energy as he approached this one. In response to a question towards his training, he had stated, "Everywhere I go, I soak up knowledge. Everywhere I go, I add skill sets. I add pieces to my puzzle that make me more difficult."
I think the biggest threat about Shavkat is no matter where the fight goes, he's proven he's capable of pulling off some type of finish. Doesn't matter where it is, awkward positions, correct fundamental techniques, he can do it all. That's exciting because for me, I get to finally prove against one of the best we've ever seen in this division.
A few days prior to the fight, Shavkat Rakhomonov appeared on Daniel Cormier's YouTube channel. Both legends spoke about the fight, and Shavkat stated he wanted to kick the shit out of Ian. Cormier questioned their relationship as he thought Shavkat's statements didn't seem appropriate for a friend. Shavkat informed him that, although he respects Ian Machado, his skills, and what he has achieved, he does not consider Ian Machado Garry a friend. Daniel further questioned him about why even go for a fight with Ian Machado Garry and not a title fight. Shavkat stated that he had been waiting for a fight and he did not know if Belal was ready, and he had been waiting for a year and wanted to stay active in the game. Shavkat had stated, "I don't care how most important is the win."
Yeah, I have enough motivation. I don't like motivation. I just want to win and get to the title fight soon.
Israel Adesanya commented that Shavkat Rakhomonov is a fierce competitor who excels at taking opponents down and submitting them. Israel Adesanya also noted that Rakhomonov is capable of striking effectively and finishing fights. Additionally, he mentioned Ian Garry as a rising sensation, highlighting that Garry is the second prominent fighter from Ireland making waves in the sport. Adesanya praised Garry for his impressive 15-0 record. Israel Adesanya truly admires Ian's spirit, comparing it to Goku's relentless drive to take on stronger opponents. Just like Goku, who thrives on the thrill of a challenge, Israel resonates with Ian's energy. Ian's bold statement about wanting to take away Shavkat's perfect record adds an exciting twist to their dynamic, making it clear that he's ready to step up and prove himself. According to the style bender, it's this kind of passion and determination that keeps the competition alive and kicking. Before the fight, Israel Adesanya Adesanya predicted, stating, "I think he's gonna be able to touch Shavkat, but I think he's gonna be careful. I don't know. He's probably gotten better with his jiu-jitsu. I don't know, I haven't seen them grapple before. Who knows what happened when they grappled before?"
I like this fight, but I'm gonna go with Ian Garry. I'm going Ian. I think it's gonna go decision, but if Shavkat wins, I think he's gonna either probably submit Ian. But I'm gonna put my money on Ian.
Nick Hobbs, sports broadcast reporter, interviewer, and producer, on his podcast with Lonir Kavanaugh and Nathaniel Wood at Sky Sports, stated before the fight that for Ian, this could be the week where he could win people over. "I think it's the fight that people are most going to be excited about, or if not excited about, just talking about the most."
But one thing that fans absolutely love is a fighter who's game and will take risks and take hard fights.
And he is. You know.
And he absolutely is. And win or lose, this could be the week where people actually see what Ian's really about beyond the...
Nathaniel Wood, the English professional mixed martial artist, was on the same podcast with Kavanaugh. He commented that he felt for Ian because Ian gets hate for things he shouldn't be getting for. In response to Nick Hobbs' question about Ian Machado Garry's personality, Nathaniel Wood said he did not know Ian well enough to like or dislike him. Nathaniel stated, "At the end of the day, Ian Machado Garry, he can fight, he really can. And you know, he's stepping in with Shavkat, you know. I think a lot of people are starting to, I think it's starting to change, you know. I think the people that were hating on him may be starting to go, okay, maybe this guy's actually all right."
When I saw that he was kind of like calling out Shavkat and asking for the fight, and they have trained together before, I'm sitting there thinking, well, he must know something that we don't. You know, he must have had a feel in sparring and gone, I can beat this guy. So I don't think that he would have called him out if, let's say, Shavkat was smashing him in the gym. So, yeah, you know, I'm going to go that from that, I'm going to say it's 50-50 for me. I don't know who's going to win.
Demetrius Krishna Johnson, an American former professional mixed martial artist, on his YouTube channel, Mighty, had made predictions and comments about this matchup. According to him, this was one of a kind, as not many bouts are like this, where both the fighters are young, hungry, and undefeated. Praising Shavkat, Johnson stated, "I really love what Shavkat does inside the clinch game.
I love Shavkat's pressure, what he does. He throws combinations, he stays in there, and he does very well of using the void. Like, he uses the void, he throws a kick, he comes inside the void, he goes for a clinch, and then depending on what the opponent does, if the opponent starts blocking for the knees, he throws a beautiful elbow, and then if the opponent moves away, he throws kicks and punches, and he stays there."
In addition, Krishna Johnson commented on Ian and said that Ian Machado Garry uses the void well and forces opponents to come across it so he can take advantage. He states that everybody says, "Oh, just take down Ian Garry. Just take him down. He's able to throw up submission. He's able to get back to his feet, to get back to where he wants to, which is controlling the void."
Both these guys are undefeated, so obviously for both of them, use what got you to the dance to keep your O intact in your record.
Furthermore, Johnson had advised Shavkat to use constant pressure against Ian and utilize the clinch. He advised Ian Garry to make it hard for Shavkat to get to him and keep him guessing on what might be next. Perhaps add some takedowns or blast a double leg. He had stated that the keys to victory for both the fighters were the same, but in conclusion, he had predicted that the victor could be Shavkat. He stated, "I love how Shavkat forces to fight.
But I like Shavkat's style of forward pressure of trying to get to Ian Garry over Ian Garry trying to run away from him for 25 minutes. And I believe the winner of this is going to go off and fight for the World Championship against Belal Muhammad."
Michael Gavin Joseph Bisping, English former mixed martial artist, spoke about the fight a few days prior. He commented that this man, Ian Garry, he gets a lot of shit online, and granted, he deserves some of it. He adds that Ian is young and cocky and pulls off stunts like putting pizzas in front of opponents' doors before the weigh-ins.
Criticism of a lot of people online and people going at his wife and talking shit about his family and stuff like that. And as I say, he can rub people up the wrong way.
Moreover, Joseph Bisping praised Ian Machado Garry and commented that Ian knew well what it meant for him to fight with Shavkat Rakhomonov. He stated, "When it comes to the fighting side of things, got to respect Ian Garry for taking this fight."
But he's not Shavkat Rakhomonov. He's not 18-0 with 18 finishes, and a man that's as tall as you, as long as you, as quick as you, with more fights and a longer winning streak, okay? Ian Machado Garry volunteered. He said, yeah, put me in. I'll take that.
On the other hand, Michael Gavin Joseph Bisping had predicted and favored Shavkat Rakhomonov to be the victorious one, as, in words of Joseph Bisping, I respect Ian Garry for taking the fight, but Shavkat just finds a way to win. While comparing their bouts to the same opponent, which was Jeff Neal, Joseph said Ian was disciplined but was calculated enough. He danced around the octagon and had maintained the distance. He was successful in frustrating the audience and his opponent, but Shavkat Rakhomonov did not care about Jeff's punch power, engaged even when he received a couple of hard punches, and got a hold of Jeff and choked him. Praising Shavkat, Joseph stated, the man is a finishing machine.
Will be the toughest test of his career, and if Ian Garry does it, fair play. And all you people that are talking, it's time to put respect on this name. However, I don't think he does. I think Shavkat probably gets him down to the ground. I think he's going to engage. He's going to cut the cage off. He's going to counter the kicks. He's going to push forward, get a clinch, drag him down, just like Pantoja is going to do it. It's a very, very similar path to victory. However, I think Garry is going to be harder to find.
Before the fight, Kamaru Usman, titled the Nigerian Prince, made an analysis with Henry Cejudo, the Olympic wrestler and MMA fighter, on the Pound for Pound podcast. Calling the matchup intriguing, he stated, I love the fight on paper, but I don't think it's going to be as exciting as people think. Usman added that Ian Machado Garry is smart, and if need be, he will maintain the distance and keep on dodging blows and move around the octagon, but Shavkat won't be waiting around, and he will want to engage as soon as possible and as hard as he needs.
Shavkat's gonna play the game with you for a little bit, but Shavkat at some point is gonna want to get going. So if Ian doesn't want to get going, like we know, Henry, it takes two to tango. So if Ian doesn't want to get going, that fight might not be the bloodbath that everybody's expecting, everybody's craving and going, oh yeah, ooh, ah. But I mean, on paper, I think it's a fantastic fight.
Additionally, when Henry had asked Usman to pick a fighter, he had responded by stating that he does not care who wins, but he does not see a world where Ian Garry is the victor. On the contrary, Henry Cejudo stated that Rakhomonov is one of those dudes that as you hit him, he becomes stronger, like he gets greater. He's like a zombie, bro. Moreover, he added that he would like to see Ian Garry win, but if had made a bet, he would surely put the money on Shavkat Rakhomonov.
18 finishes, 18 fights, 18 finishes, and they're about the same age. I love this fight because everything's pretty square on, dude. Like everything's pretty even when it comes to age, maybe size, and obviously there's a 2-inch reach advantage for Ian, but these guys have trained together, so they know what's up. But
Kamaru Usman had made a statement that Ian has been around to so many gyms, and being a part of so many gyms will cause him to forget his fundamentals. I worry about that in a 5-round fight when you have to fight a dog.
They're both good. This is such a closely contested fight. They both prefer to stand on their feet and strike, but I think if it comes down to it, Shavkat might have a little edge. So I you know what? I'm gonna lean towards Shavkat. I think Henry Hoof has
just more brute.
The fight between Shavkat Rakhomonov and Ian Machado Garry has undoubtedly left fans and analysts buzzing with excitement and opinions. Was it everything you hoped for? Did Shavkat's ferocity or Ian's tactical brilliance steal the show, or did the outcome take you completely by surprise? We'd love to hear how you felt about the fight, whether your predictions held true or if it went in a direction you didn't expect. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know who impressed you the most and what this result means for the future of both fighters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more in-depth breakdowns and exciting content like this.